should the president order the United States military to conduct the necessary attacks to completely destroy the Iranian nuclear and ballistic missile program at whatever site is necessary for our power to reach. Now, I have in front of me an article from the Times of Israel, the headline of which, Netanyahu, Israel is capable of hitting all of Iran's nuclear facilities, including Fordo. It reads, Israel can hit all nuclear facilities in Iran, including the underground nuclear site in Fordo, says Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in a Hebrew language interview with the Khan broadcaster. Asked whether Israel has the ability to destroy Iran's underground Fordo nuclear facility without assistance from the United States, Netanyahu says, quote, we will achieve all of our objectives and hit all of their nuclear facilities. We have the capability to do that, close quote. Whether U.S. President Donald Trump, quote, wants to join or not, that's entirely his decision, Netanyahu adds. Quote, he'll do what's good for the United States, and I'll do what's good for the state of Israel, says the premier, before adding, quote, as the saying goes, every contribution is welcome. Fordo is buried under a mountain, about 300 yards below a mountain, widely considered to be out of reach by all except the massive ordnance penetrator, the mother of all bombs, and the bunker buster. Earlier today, an Israeli official told the Times of Israel that Israel expects the U.S., meaning Donald Trump, will decide whether or not to join the offensive against Iran within 24 to 48 hours. The White House, meanwhile, announced the president will decide within 2 weeks. That's kind of the famous masterful ambiguity that the president has been conducting. And Israel announced it has shot down 480 drones from Iran since Friday. My opinion, and just my opinion, Donald Trump hadn't called me up to ask me what I think, but here's what I think. The window is open. The window is rarely open. If you destroy Fordo, you might convince even the Ayatollah Khamenei what a massive waste of our money. We didn't build an air force. We didn't build a ground army. They do have an Iranian army and air force, but it's pretty weak. They put all their money into the IRGC. They put all their money into the Quds Force, which is a division of the IRGC, the Expeditionary Division. They created havoc throughout the Middle East. They shelled Saudi Arabia's oil fields. They blew up the Khobar towers and killed 40 airmen or so. They blew up the Marine Corps barracks in 1983. They kidnapped our hostages in 1979. And they killed over 1,000 men and women in the United States uniform over the last 10 years, actually over the last 20 years, because they ran the Iraqi insurgency. The Iranians did. Now, in 2003, after George W. Bush successfully invaded and overthrew Saddam, Iran got scared that the United States military would keep coming. I wish they had. But they abandoned their rapid move towards a nuclear weapon. And in 2007, someone in the intelligence community that wanted to tie George W. Bush's hands put out a national intelligence estimate that concluded Iran is not pursuing a weapon right now. It's not. Tulsi Gabbard said the same thing a couple of weeks ago. What they fail to understand, what was explained in a wonderful podcast earlier today, is what they've been doing is they're not going to the last step. The last step is to take the enriched uranium, having molded it into the pellets that are necessary to put inside the warhead. They haven't put it inside of a warhead yet. But they do have the capability to deliver a nuclear device by non-conventional means. That means they don't need to build a missile. They don't have to have a ballistic missile that's capable of delivering a nuclear weapon. They can deliver a nuclear weapon on a truck, on a barge, on a ship, and if they can, they will. This is the high stakes that we're playing for. This is why I want the United States to bring the regime to its knees, not to overthrow it, but to get them out of the weapons business forever.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.